Today's the day. That's right, it is officially time for me to tell all of you my 30 favorite songs of 2020. Note how I said favorite and not best because I am not a music reviewer, I am simply a music enjoyer, which now that I say out loud sounds a whole lot dumber than previously anticipated. Regardless, these next 30 songs are the tracks that helped me get through this stupid, awful year. They are ranked based on my enjoyment and nothing else. All of the songs mentioned are on a playlist that I have conjured up, which is now sitting in the video description box below. Feel free to check it out if you're interested. So take a seat, crack a cold one, and enjoy Forever Spinning's 30 favorite songs of 2020. To kick things off at number 30, we have Destroy Boys' Honey I'm Home. This is a fun, energetic, and cathartic garage rock song. This track just screams radio playability, as the backing vocals lend a hand in giving this raw song a pop edge. Alexia Rotiti's vocals are also on point, as she commands to be heard over this brash instrumental. Speaking of brash instrumentals, at 29, it's Protocol by Angry Blackmen. Recent signees to the infamous Death Bomb Arc label, Angry Blackmen make their label debut with their LP, Headshots. The standout track, Protocol, closes this record out with its heavily distorted bass synths and kicking percussion. Both MCs lay down some serious bars, seamlessly passing the torch to each other. On the topic of great duos, the 28 spot goes to Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats with Layup. The sparse beat is immediately smothered with Denzel's signature flow and lyrics. For such a short track, Kenny Beats finds a way to cram in so many different instrumental ideas without it feeling overcrowded. Easily one of Denzel's most intriguing tracks with the help from Kenny Beats. At 27, we have another collaboration. This time, it's Rico Nasty with iPhone, which was produced by 100 Gex Dylan Brady. This track is simply insane, as Rico absolutely destroys the chipmunked autotune. The beat goes hard too, with this pulsating percussion that refuses to go unnoticed. iPhone is as in your face as possible, which is something that I would love to see Rico do more of in the future. My 26th favorite song of 2020 is Stoop Kid by Chynna. This is the first posthumous relief from the rapper who unfortunately passed away earlier this year. Her vocals quietly croon over this watered down beat, full of ripples that push and pull like a current. The mixing on this track is perfect, as you can clearly hear the emotion in Chynna's voice from her downtrodden performance. Obviously, it's horrible that she has passed on, but it also sucks that we'll never get to see her grow as the artist that I think she could have been. Rest in peace, Chynna. Lie, Deny, Sanctify by Gulch comes in at 25. The relentless drums drive this track like a car on fire zooming down the highway. The vocals are simply enthralling, being spat out like acid from a demon creature. The magic of Gulch is that they can make a minute 30-second song feel like double that. Or I was just concussed after hearing that song because it goes so hard. Next up is George Bondo by Westide Gunn featuring Benny the Butcher and Conway the Machine. This is Griselda at its absolute finest, with all three rappers working like a well-oiled machine. Seriously, this is one of the most impressive collabs from these intense MCs, each lending their lyrical superiority to make this track better. Plus, the beat with the shimmering piano strokes is just golden. 23 goes to Time Up by Siifu and Fly Anakin, with production by Madlib. This upbeat instrumental takes over Siifu and Fly Anakin's brains like a phantom, forcing them to spit their A-game. It's safe to say that if you get a chance to rap over a Madlib beat, you better be going all in. Pink and Fly do just that, making this a track to instantly put on repeat. Something to Rap About by Freddie, Gibbs, and The Alchemist featuring Tyler the Creator takes the 22 spot. Is there anything more relaxing than a summery, guitar-driven beat with Freddie Gibbs rapping about drugs all over it? The answer is yes. But the only way to one-up that is to have Tyler the Creator on the track rapping about boats. I can confidently say this is one of my favorite yacht rap songs ever. Real talk though, the beat that The Alchemist cooked up is utterly sublime. That guitar loop gets stuck in my head at least once a day. And just like that, it's stuck in my head again. Moving on from songs that talk about boats and drugs to songs that talk about anime mobsters, it's Boo Charity featuring Carrie Tho by Open Mike Eagle. Mike's intimate verses feels like he's sitting right next to you, softly singing these lines directly into your ear. Carrie Tho's features on the hook as well as her verse are just the icing on the cake. Opting to use a simplistic beat, then using complex vocal manipulations, this song is an interesting listen. Keeping up with the weirder side of hip-hop, we have Peppers and Onions by Tierra Whack at the 20 spot. This beat is so much fun, being comprised of deep bass synths, whistling, and that weird thing that you can do with your mouth. You know, the hook is undeniably catchy, with that I'm Only Human part sounding so good. Peppers and Onions is one of the most fun and lively songs of 2020, so of course it'd be coming from Tierra Whack. All I know is I can't wait to hear her next project. On a completely different note, my 19th favorite song of 2020 is KKK Tattoo by Regional Justice Center. Noisy as hell and fuzzed to the max, this track sounds like the grimy sludge that pools at the end of a drainage pipe. Each distinct section is as heavy as the last, rampaging so hard that I can only imagine imagine this is what it feels like being dragged into hell. Ian Shelton's lyrics are also fantastic. He talks about a tattoo of a Klansman that his biological father had, and thinks very heavily upon the fact that he could have ended up just like that. KKK Tattoo is one of the heaviest songs of the year, and I am all in on it. Next up, at 18, we have Surf and Turf by Boldy James and the Alchemist featuring Vince Staples. The mystic, simplistic beat is ethereal and airy. James's flow is tight and precise, serving bars like punches straight to the face. His vocals are so unenthused yet vaguely emotional, and of course a Vince Staples feature will always get a thumbs up from me. Yet another hardcore track is up, as Quietly Do the Right Thing by Soul Glow takes the 17 spot. This song rips like no other song this year. I can't even wrap my head around how a track can be this heavy and vicious. Pierce Jordan's lyrics are completely unintelligible on this track as he frantically and ferociously attacks the instrumental, although I do suggest reading the lyrics at some point because they are perfectly poignant. What a hell of a song. Let's bring the BPM down as Blue by Viagra Boys comes in at 16. Everything about the song sounds slightly off, and I kinda love it for that reason. The instrumental feels so spacious and nearly broken, being held together by a singular bass thread. Sebastian Murphy's nasally, drawn-out vocals are lamenting and mournful, full of disappointment. I love the way this song closes out, especially with the production's emphasis on how sharp the percussion is. We're at 15, so we made it to the second half. Congrats! Let's kick it off with Jensen McRae's Wolves. This gorgeous singer-songwriter track could move even the most grizzled manly man. McRae's vocals are as light as a feather, exquisitely gliding across the simplistic guitar plucking pattern. The story is so sad, but McRae triumphantly standing up for herself against the shitty guys that ruin this world is immensely powerful. Next on the list is number 14, I'm Gonna Tell My Therapist on You by Pinkshift. To me, pop punk still has a place in this world, but only if it decides to head in the same direction that Pinkshift is taking it in. The sounds on the instrumental are dynamic, using some unique mixing techniques. The vocals and lyrics are super fun and catchy, inviting everyone to sing along with them. And the best part? It isn't overproduced. There is still a feeling of sketchiness, giving it a very DIY aura. Also, it boasts one of the best music videos to come out of quarantine. Taking the 13th spot is Spurs 3 by Conway the Machine, featuring Benny the Butcher and Westide Gunn. The beat is immersive, encasing you inside what I can only describe as the inside of a mobster's hangout. The bells and kick drums mixed with the cartoon gun noises are dirty and dystopian. Overall, this beat is the perfect playground for Conway, Benny, and Westside to do what they do best, lay down unforgettable verses. The trio has never sounded better than they do on Spurs 3. At number 12, we have the mysterious clipping track 96 Nev Campbell featuring Cam and Chynna. Cam and Chynna really steal the show on this one, dropping gems while speedily running along with their impressive flow. Of course, Daveed Diggs is also on the top of this game on the hook. In typical clipping fashion, the beat is all over the place with intermittent drum slaps and what I imagine is a sword unsheathing. I couldn't tell you for sure, but I do know that 96 Nev Campbell is a kickin' track. From one former Death Bomb art group to the next, the 11th spot goes to Stunt Cams by They Hate Change. This tricky beat is full of lightning quick percussion and wet synths. It's weird, experimental, and gleaming, instantly becoming one of this year's best. Andre and Von create a modern day underground classic as they flex on the rest of the rap game. Everything about Stunt Cams oozes with the same coolness that you would expect to find on an Outkast joint. As always, I can't wait to hear what They Hate Change do next. Cracking the top 10 is the mega hit Savage remix featuring Beyonce by Megan Thee Stallion. Easily one of the most bop-worthy beats of the year, with that amazing piano synth riff and those repetitive drums. Megan Thee Stallion proves why she's one of the best rappers out there right now, as she playfully reminds everyone that she is a savage. Beyonce's addition to this song is such a pleasant treat, as her feature is one of the best of the year. It's just a shame that we never got to hear this song in the club this year. Maybe next year, but I'm not counting on it. Next up, it's Ultrasound by Empty Country coming in at number 9. Why is it that a song about waiting to see the images of an ultrasound so good to me? I honestly couldn't tell you. Well, other than the fact that the song is explosive, fiery, and noisy. Joseph D'Agostino, aka Empty Country, absolutely demolishes the vocals on this track. He adds an added urgency of anxiety and stress to this sprawling raw instrumental. This is one of those examples as to why I qualify this as my favorite songs list and not best songs list. Mostly because I couldn't exactly tell you why it's good, other than the fact that I really enjoy it and keep coming back to it. Nabbing the 8th spot is Walking in the Snow, the latest masterpiece from Run the Jewels. The beat feels like being on the run from the cops after robbing a bank, which really works out considering the lyrical content of the song. While both EOP and Killer Mike go to town on this cut, it's Killer Mike's verse that is going to cement this as a modern day classic. His verse about how systematic racism is pushed throughout this country is as necessary as ever. When he raps about how no one will listen to him until his voice goes to a whisper, "I can't breathe," is one of the most powerful moments in music in 2020. Simply a magnificent track front to back, and there is no way to deny that. Coming in at number 7, it's Moses Sumney's Veril. Sumney does what he does best on this track, just by being himself. himself. The mix of falsetto vocals and spoken word lyrics is utterly breathtaking as he switches between the two with ease. The instrumental is nothing to scoff at either, with some of the best sounding bass and drums to come out this year. Not to mention, Verrill is stuffed to the brim with eclectic sounds that elevate it from great to incredible. The easiest way I can describe it is that this track is out of this world. I would kill to see this live, and hopefully this is something that I can do in the next, I don't know, 3 years? My 6th favorite song of 2020 goes to April Haha by Nothing. The Philly shoegaze outfit really outdid themselves with this gem. The dismal droning guitars and drum slaps transport you into a dystopian world. Nicky Palermo's vocals are barely heard in the verses, adding to the song's mystique. But the vocals do eventually come into focus, however they're not Palermo's. Instead, they are guest vocals from another Philadelphia artist, Alex G. I just love the hook that begs the thought, isn't it strange watching people trying to outrun rain? In a year full of disappointment and sadness, sometimes we need a song to reflect that, and to me, that is April Haha. Plus, I really love the production and obviously think that this is one of this year's best. And with that, we are in the top 5. How exciting. Let's kick it off with Bodyguard by JPEGMAFIA. That's right, the left-wing Hades himself has single-handedly been saving this year by periodically releasing singles, which were eventually compiled into an EP. Bodyguard is hands down my favorite of these singles. Its overuse of auto-tune is endearing, but it's also practical, as it fits the soft-to-touch texture of the beat. This is Peggy at some of his most pop-focused, and it turns out great. I would honestly love to hear an album from him that is all overproduced pop nonsense. Until then, I'm glad that we just have Bodyguard. Coming in at number 4 is Fane by Touché Amoré. In a year full of self-doubt and anxiety, it's safe to say that a song like Fane is much needed. The piercing guitars, bouncing drums, and beefy bass lay the foundation for Jeremy Bolm to take it all over with his forced screams. The lyrics of Do I Die a little less often when I feign profound, and I say the wrong things at the perfect time, it's my signature on the silver line, are perfect for this time period where we are all stuck self-reflecting. Fane embodies so much of the pain that we are all experiencing right now, and I think it's important to have a song that recognizes and acknowledges these feelings. Breaking into the top 3, it's Bartees Strange's Boomer. Let me start by saying that this is one of the most fun songs of this year. Every single second of this amazing alt-rock track is bursting with likability and swagger. It is infectious in every sense of the word. Strange blends so many different aspects of various genres into this perfect mix of joyous modern rock. Maybe it's just lightning in a bottle, but this is the type of sound that I would love to see modern rock artists push for. Boomer has radio playability written all over it. I haven't tried to dance to a song like this in years, well, at least when I'm sober, but the first time that I heard this, I had to get up and jump around. If there ever was a great pick-me-up track for this abysmal year, then to me, it's Boomer or Bust. From bursting energy to probably one of the saddest songs of the year, we have Good News by Mac Miller at the 2nd spot. Where can I even begin with this song? Maybe it's the perfectly melodic instrumental with those plucking guitars and kicking drums, or Mac's depressing vocals that feel like they have always been meant for this beat. Or how about the incredibly relatable lyrics of being so tired of being so tired? All of these little things make Good News the perfect song that it is. It hurts to listen to, knowing the pain that Mac was burying deep inside his heart and head. But in a weird way, it's kinda nice to hear. It's nice to know that we're not the only ones feeling this way, and that we can all celebrate Mac together by playing this song. With this being said, I would toss this song straight out the door if I knew that it would bring Mac back. But selfishly, I like to think that Mac gave this song to us as a nice parting gift. And now that I'm talking about it, I think I'm gonna put this song on after I complete this video and go cry a little bit. It's just been one of those years. And as always, rest in peace, Mac. Moving on, at the top spot, the apex of this list, my number 1 favorite song of 2020 is Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Goodness me, oh my, what an impeccable song. Those freaking synths! The bass line, the futuristic textures, and The Weeknd's vocals passing by like a zooming train, it all culminates into an amazing track. And I can confidently say that this is my favorite song by The Weeknd. Argue if you wish, but I will simply rebuttal by playing that flashing synth riff. I'm still actively angry that Blinding Lights, or After Hours for that matter, didn't get picked for any Grammy nominations. Like seriously, I will die on this hill. How is it possible that one of the biggest pop songs of the year with production that is unanimously praised is snubbed like that? It's some bullshit if you ask me, but I digress. There are very few songs that can bring me utter joy in just under 10 seconds, but Blinding Lights seems to do it every single time. I just love this song so much. I can't wait to finally hang out with my friends again, crank this song up to 11, and do that stupid TikTok dance. Better times are ahead, my friend. Better times are ahead. Or at least I hope. And that's it. That's all. Those were my 30 favorite songs of 2020. Sure, 2020 was a real dumpster fire of a truck stop heater, but at least we got some good songs out of it, question mark? Like I said, all of these songs that I mentioned are in a playlist located directly below this video in the description box. Go check it out. But other than that, subscribe for more media to consume. The albums list will be coming out this Friday, so keep your eyes peeled. So, until next time, thank you so much for tuning in, and happy listening.